Security promptly escorted the man out without delay. He unmistakably feels out of place in this setting. Damon Washington strides toward the immaculate marble reception desk of the Grandview Imperial Hotel, his faded jeans and unassuming black t-shirt attracting the keen eye of manager Victoria Sterling. The crystal chandeliers illuminated her disdainful expression as she assessed him, his dark skin, relaxed attire, and assured stance clashing with her preconceived notions of who was worthy of opulence. "Pardon me, sir," Victoria declares, her tone laced with insincere courtesy, "but this is a private establishment." The other guests in the lobby, uniformly affluent and of the same hue, pivot to observe the performance she is masterfully conducting. Damon exudes an air of flawless composure. "Good evening, I hold a reservation in the name of Washington Hospitality Group." Victoria casts not a single look at her computer. "I find that highly questionable." With a flourish, she gestures to security, commanding attention and ensuring her performance captivates all who witness it. "We uphold specific standards in this place." As the two guards draw near, the affluent guests whisper their approval, admiring Victoria's vigilant safeguarding of their privileged enclave. The public humiliation unfolds with a calculated cruelty, precisely as Victoria envisioned. If you found yourself in this situation, how would you respond? Share your country's flag in the comments below. Yet, Damon is far from the person they believe him to be, and their reality is on the brink of collapse. Damon steps out of a rideshare, a departure from his typical Tesla, his attire intentionally laid back following a lengthy journey from Silicon Valley. At the age of 34, he stands as the CEO of Washington Hospitality Group, boasting a net worth of $2.8 billion. Today, he finds himself immersed in a covert evaluation of his latest acquisition, a hotel chain acquired merely 48 hours prior through a web of intermediary firms. The Grandview Imperial epitomizes the flaws of luxury hospitality, its stunning exterior concealing deep-rooted discrimination within. Damon has caught wind of murmurs surrounding their selective service and seeks tangible evidence before enacting any reforms. For the past 12 years, Victoria Sterling, at the age of 45, has been at the helm of this location. She has crafted her reputation by upholding a sense of exclusivity, a subtle way of excluding those who do not align with her limited perspective on affluence. Ryan Shen, the assistant manager at 28, observes with a sense of unease as Victoria's biases come to light. Damon strides toward the reception desk, exuding a calm assurance, his Stanford MBA and military poise unmistakable even in his relaxed attire. "Good evening, I hold a reservation under the name Washington Group." Victoria casts not a single look at her computer. Her gaze sweeps over his outfit, quality yet unpretentious jeans, a simple black t-shirt, and a well-loved leather jacket. "Apologies, but it seems there has been a misunderstanding," she replies, her tone dripping with insincere sweetness. "This venue demands a specific standard of patrons." Her emphasis renders her meaning unmistakably clear. Onlookers, comprised of elderly white couples, young tech enthusiasts, and society matrons, turn their attention to the unfolding spectacle. Victoria's voice ascends with purpose. "Perhaps the Holiday Inn down the street would suit you better?" Damon maintains his composure as he retrieves his phone. "Would you be so kind as to verify your system? The reservation ought to be in place." Victoria's laughter pierces the air with a sharpness that is both striking and incisive. "Sir, I find no necessity to verify anything. Your presence here is unmistakably out of place." A hush envelopes the lobby. The staff at the desk appear uneasy, yet none choose to step in. Victoria captivates her audience with her ongoing performance. "Our establishment upholds a dress code, ensuring that certain standards are consistently met. Surely, you comprehend." Damon experiences the all-too-familiar sting of racism cloaked in the guise of policy, yet his demeanor remains unchanged. He has gathered evidence in countless scenarios, boardrooms, restaurants, country clubs, but tonight carries a distinct weight, a sense of intimacy that sets it apart. Victoria remains blissfully unaware that she has just offended the very man who now holds dominion over her entire existence. Damon adopts a new strategy, articulating his words with deliberate slowness and clarity. "Good day, ma'am. I am Damon Washington. 3 days ago, my company secured this reservation. Would you mind taking a moment to verify?" He upholds an impeccable demeanor, fully aware that any display of ire could be turned against him. Victoria's gaze sharpens. "Washington, that simply cannot be done." She pauses, a flicker of recognition crossing her face, yet she quickly brushes aside the connection. Listen, I'm not sure what you're trying to achieve here, but pretending to be someone else is against the law. She gestures to Ryan, who hesitantly makes his way over. Call security, she commands. Ryan pauses, uncertainty flickering in his eyes. Damon's poised demeanor hints that this is far from an ordinary circumstance. Victoria, perhaps we ought to consider, did I falter in my words? Victoria's patience shatters. This individual is attempting to deceive his way into our hotel. Observe him closely. With a wave of her hand, she dismisses Damon's attire. Does he appear to fit in a suite that costs $2,000 a night? The assembled throng whispers in unison, a chorus of assent echoing through the air. A woman adorned in pearls leans in, her voice barely above a whisper, questioning, how did he even manage to get past the doorman? An elderly gentleman offers a nod of approval at Victoria's resolute choice. Damon extends his hand toward his wallet, retrieving a sleek black American Express Centurion card, an exclusive invitation-only card that boasts no spending limit. This may serve to confirm my identity. Victoria casts only a fleeting look at it. In today's world, acquiring a counterfeit credit card has become alarmingly easy for anyone. Two imposing figures in immaculate uniforms approach, their presence unmistakable as security arrives. Damon identifies the archetype, ex-military, likely good individuals adhering to directives from a prejudiced supervisor. He offers no resistance as they surround him. Gentlemen, Damon murmurs softly. A misunderstanding appears to have arisen. I find myself a guest in this place. Jake Morrison, the lead security officer, appears to be engulfed in uncertainty. Having spent years navigating the intricate world of hotels, he possesses an uncanny ability to identify genuine trouble, and this situation does not fit that bill. Victoria's voice soars with triumph. He is encroaching upon our space, please escort him away at once. She's performing for her audience now, the attentive white patrons nodding in approval of her safeguarding their privileged domain. Jake shifts his gaze from Damon's composed grace to Victoria's dramatic indignation. His instincts howl that something is amiss, yet Victoria holds the reins as his superior. Sir, I must kindly request that you take your leave, he says with an air of regret. Damon nods with deliberation, etching each face, every reaction, and all the words into his memory. I recognize that you are fulfilling your responsibilities. His tone carries no trace of anger, merely a sense of disappointment. As they guide him toward the exit, Damon places a phone call that will alter the course of everything. The journey to the exit transforms into a spectacle of embarrassment, masterfully conducted by Victoria. Rather than quietly addressing the matter, she opts for full exposure, her voice resonating throughout the marble lobby. This is precisely the reason we have established security protocols. One can never be certain of who may attempt to breach the sanctity of our establishment. Other guests retrieve their phones, some capturing the moment on video, while others instinctively step aside, as though Damon might somehow taint them. A young white woman grips her purse with increasing intensity. An aged gentleman grumbles about individuals understanding their role in society. The degradation is crafted to be overt, merciless, and total. Victoria trails behind the procession, her commentary flowing seamlessly. In the past, we have encountered issues with individuals attempting to deceive their way into upscale lodgings. They believe that by donning the right attire and embodying the role, she leaves her thought unfinished, yet the implication lingers in the atmosphere, heavy and toxic. Jake Morrison, the chief of security, finds himself sinking deeper into discomfort. The earpiece emits a series of crackling sounds, delivering updates from fellow staff members. A number of individuals have discreetly investigated the Washington Group reservation and confirmed its authenticity. Ma'am, he murmurs to Victoria, perhaps we ought to double-check. Do you doubt my judgment? Victoria spat in response. That individual is a charlatan, and I refuse to allow him to interfere with the enjoyment of our guests. Damon strides with a serene grace, his hands in plain sight, each movement purposeful and unassuming. He has experienced this previously, the manipulation of his very being, how his simple existence transforms into a security concern within predominantly white environments. Yet this evening pierces more profoundly, for this hotel has now become his domain. As they approach the revolving glass doors, Victoria unveils her masterstroke. Regrettably, sir, you are no longer permitted to enter this establishment, Should you choose to return, be prepared for the possibility of arrest on charges of trespassing. She proclaims this with a volume that resonates throughout the entire lobby, her voice imbued with a sense of self-righteous authority. A young black couple in the corner, elegantly attired in designer garments, observe with a sense of recognition and a shared burden of trauma. The woman takes hold of her partner's hand, reflecting on their shared experiences with selective service. Their guests are present, yet an unsettling feeling creeps in, leaving them to ponder if they might be the next target. Damon halts at the entrance, glancing back for one last moment. His gaze traverses the lobby, absorbing each nuance with keen attention. The staff wore expressions of unease, while the guests displayed a blend of embarrassment and approval, all under the shadow of Victoria's victorious smirk. His voice, though soft, resonates beautifully within the marble acoustics. Let this moment be etched in the minds of all present. Recall the sensation of witnessing. Recall the decisions you made or chose to forego. His eyes linger on Victoria, for every choice carries its own weight. Victoria's laughter rings out, though it carries a hint of unease this time. Are you implying a threat? Damon slowly shakes his head. It is a vow. The doors spin open, and Damon emerges into the cool embrace of the night. Behind him, Victoria basks in the warm glow of her guests' approval, graciously accepting their congratulations for managing the situation with such poise. Ryan Chen remains motionless, his phone clutched tightly in his hand, displaying the confirmed reservation for the Washington Group, undeniably authentic, accompanied by a note regarding the CEO's impending property assessment. On the sidewalk, Damon retrieves his phone and punches in a number that will shatter Victoria's world in mere moments. Damon stands amidst the crisp night air, the warm golden light of the hotel cascading onto the sidewalk behind him. The sting of humiliation sears, yet beneath the surface of personal anguish resides a more profound truth. The acknowledgement that the racism in Victoria is not a singular occurrence. It is ingrained, safeguarded, and incentivized by a sector that thrives on marginalization. He retrieves his phone, not to summon lawyers or PR teams, but to send a message to his assistant, Sarah. Proceed with the immediate announcement of the Grandview Imperial acquisition. A full staff meeting is scheduled to commence in 20 minutes. Please forward the termination paperwork for management at your earliest convenience. Victoria Sterling, commencing this evening. As he awaits her reply, Damon contemplates the path that has led him to this moment. Born to a Korean immigrant mother and a Black American father, he forged the Washington Hospitality Group from the ground up, beginning with a solitary boutique hotel in Oakland. Each expansion was driven by the desire to forge environments where dignity transcended the boundaries of skin color. The phone vibrates, signaling a flurry of updates. With her usual efficiency, Sarah confirms that the acquisition announcement has been dispatched to all major business networks. The stock prices for the hotel chain are already in motion. Board members are in a frenzy, striving to grasp the implications of a private equity firm stealthily acquiring a controlling stake in their company. Damon's second call is directed to his head of HR, Jennifer Martinez. Please review the employment files pertaining to the management staff at Grandview Imperial. Examine the trends, grievances, resolutions, and employee retention rates within minority groups. I have a feeling that tonight was not a singular occurrence. Beyond the glass doors, the lobby hums with animated discussions surrounding his expulsion. Victoria commands attention near the reception desk, undoubtedly weaving the tale into an even grander narrative of safeguarding white comfort. Unbeknownst to her, the business networks are on the brink of a frenzy, poised to erupt with the news of the acquisition. Even he is taken aback by his third call. To his therapist, Dr. Angela Washington, I must reflect on an event that unfolded this evening. The plan unfolded as intended, yet I find myself grappling with emotions I hadn't anticipated. In the face of imminent victory, Damon is acutely aware of the mental strain that comes from intentionally exposing himself to racism in search of proof. Sarah sends updates as they happen. The acquisition story is being picked up by CNN. Your past discussions on discrimination in the hospitality industry are gaining significant attention. Has Black CEO Justice begun to use hashtags on Twitter? Damon grants himself a fleeting moment of personal gratification, not out of a desire for vengeance, but in recognition of the profound transformation this will instigate. Each hotel worker who has endured discrimination, every guest who has encountered the stringent standards of Victoria, and all individuals who have been made to feel inferior in places their financial contributions should rightfully grant them access. This evening marks the start of their redemption. The revolving doors whirl, welcoming a fresh arrival, a young black professional clad in casual attire. Damon observes through the glass as the man strides toward the reception desk, where Victoria remains, her cheeks still aglow from her recent triumph. She evaluates the newcomer with the same keen, calculating gaze she had directed at Damon. Damon arrives at a conclusion. This lesson must be both prompt and thorough. Damon strides toward the hotel entrance once more, yet this time, a palpable shift hangs in the air. Damon steps back into the lobby, where the air is thick with the sound of buzzing phones, each one heralding breaking news. A tech entrepreneur in the corner gazes at his screen in astonishment, murmuring to his companion, Washington Hospitality Group has just revealed their acquisition of this hotel chain. Damon Washington holds the position of CEO. Victoria remains oblivious. She is fully immersed in her moment, articulating her sharp instincts to an audience of captivated guests. You cultivate an uncanny intuition regarding such matters. From the very first moment, it was clear he was a source of trouble. With a hint of trepidation, Jake Morrison steps closer to her, clutching his phone tightly. Victoria, it is imperative that we have a conversation. A call from corporate just came through. With a flick of her wrist, she dismisses him, her gesture laced with indifference. Not at this moment, Jake. Do you not see that I am occupied? Damon strides purposefully toward the reception desk, moving past the very guests who had witnessed his earlier humiliation just 20 minutes prior. In this moment, numerous individuals identify him from the myriad of business articles currently inundating their feeds. The youthful tech entrepreneur lets his drink slip from his grasp. Excuse me, Damon says, his voice laced with politeness as he addresses Ryan Shen, who has turned pale while absorbed in the news on his computer. It appears that you hold a reservation for the Washington Group. With trembling hands, Ryan searches for the reservation, the very one that Victoria chose to overlook. Indeed, sir, the penthouse suite awaits. I made an attempt to convey my thoughts to her. His voice fades into silence as the weight of the moment sinks in. At last, Victoria becomes aware of the uproar around her. She pivots away from her audience, her eyes growing wide as she catches sight of Damon in the lobby once more. What brings him here? Jake, the guardian of safety. Yet Jake Morrison finds himself fixated on his phone, his complexion pale. Ma'am, Jake murmurs softly, the hotel is his possession. He possesses the entire chain. The ensuing silence is overwhelming. Guests whip out their phones in a frenzy, some searching for Damon's name, while others capture what they instinctively know is about to become iconic footage. The young couple in the corner shares a tapestry of meaningful glances. They are acutely aware of the impending events. Victoria's expression shifts from confusion to disbelief, ultimately settling into a profound horror. That is beyond the realm of possibility. He appeared as though. She struggles to complete a single sentence, her perspective disintegrating before her very eyes. Damon slips his hand into the depths of his jacket, the very same weathered leather piece that Victoria had teased him about, and retrieves his business cards. It seems our introductions were cut short. Victoria's complexion drains of color as she scans the card. Damon Washington, the CEO, stands as the architect of a lobby that metamorphoses into a stage where consequences unfold dramatically. Those who had cheered Victoria's discriminatory remarks just moments ago now hurriedly seek to dissociate themselves, erasing videos, stashing away phones, and feigning sudden interest in the intricacies of the marble floor beneath them. Victoria gazes at the business card as if it could ignite at any moment. This is nothing but a fabrication. Anyone has the ability to create cards. Yet her voice now falters, and the glow of Ryan Shen's computer screen reveals the undeniable truth. Damon Washington, the esteemed CEO of Washington Hospitality Group, boasts a remarkable net worth of $2.8 billion. Would you like to have further confirmation? Damon inquires with a sense of tranquility, retrieving his phone from his pocket. In mere moments, Sarah connects him to the corporate headquarters of the hotel. The speaker hums to life, resonating with the authoritative tone of the regional director. Congratulations, Mr. Washington, on your recent acquisition. It is a privilege to welcome you to the Grandview Imperial. Victoria's complexion pales, the color draining from her face. A handful of guests start to gravitate toward the elevators, urgency etched on their faces as they seek to flee what they have come to see as an imminent corporate disaster. Yet, Damon has more to impart in his lesson. Victoria, he says, employing her first name with a calculated intimacy. I would be pleased to introduce you to a few individuals. He motions towards his phone, where Sarah has initiated a conference call with the hotel chain's board of directors, each one in a flurry, striving to comprehend how they have relinquished control of their company. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Damon picks up the phone. I'm reaching out from the lobby of your flagship property, where I've just encountered an exceptionally enlightening experience in customer service. Victoria Sterling has illuminated the compelling reasons behind the necessity of this acquisition. The voices of the board members intertwine, creating a tapestry of confusion and panic. Victoria becomes aware that she is on speaker, the subject of conversation among the most influential figures in the hospitality industry. With trembling hands, she extends her fingers toward the phone, yet Damon delicately withdraws it from her grasp. Absolutely not, Victoria, it is essential that they receive this message straight from you. Share your expectations with them. Could you elaborate on the process you use to screen your customers? Offer your perspectives on the individuals who are suited for the realm of luxury hospitality. Jake Morrison advances, the conflict between his security training and the dawning realization that he is observing a pivotal moment in corporate history intensifying within him. My lord, may I proceed? Damon gives a slow shake of his head. Jake, you were adhering to the directives given. This lesson does not pertain to you. The young couple, their skin a rich shade of ebony, advances with a sense of careful deliberation. The woman murmurs softly, I appreciate your understanding, thank you. This occurs more frequently than one might realize. Damon nods, acknowledging the familiar souls who have traversed these waters in times past. Victoria parts her lips, ready to speak in her own defense, yet Damon's forthcoming words will irrevocably determine her destiny. Before you speak, Damon interjects, lifting his hand to halt Victoria's defense. I want you to think carefully. Every word you utter at this moment is captured by the watchful eyes of security cameras, observed by the guests around you, and listened to by your previous board of directors. Victoria's lips part and close in a silent rhythm. The woman who once held sway over the lobby with her racist authority now finds herself frozen, confronted by the stark reality of her actions' repercussions. In her vicinity, employees who observed the discrimination start to text in a flurry, with some even dispatching their resumes to rival companies. Damon maintains the same composed tone he employed throughout his humiliation. Throughout my career, I have delved into instances such as this, exploring the intricacies of power dynamics, the ease of bias, and the belief that actions remain devoid of repercussions. He halts, allowing the gravity to sink in. You believed you were secure, convinced of my lack of strength. The tech entrepreneur who initially spotted the news feels an irresistible urge to capture the moment on film, fully aware that this footage is destined to go viral in mere hours. Other guests peruse stock prices on their phones. Shares of Washington Hospitality Group are soaring following the announcement of the acquisition, bolstered by Damon's esteemed reputation for revitalizing businesses with a history of discrimination. At long last, Ryan Chen discovers the essence of his expression. Sir, I attempted to convey to her the importance of verifying the reservation. I regret that this occurred. Damon offers a thoughtful nod, his appreciation evident. So, you're Ryan, correct? Your efforts to defuse the situation did not go unnoticed. That reveals true character. At last, Victoria finds her voice, though it emerges as little more than a whisper. I was simply upholding our standards. This is an opulent venue. We must tread lightly, she murmurs, aware that each word only serves to deepen her predicament. What should I be cautious about, Victoria? Damon inquires. Exercise caution regarding individuals of African descent? Exercise caution around those who don't fit your ideal customer profile. Kindly proceed. The board is attentive. Jake Morrison's radio hums with the latest updates from the front desk. Journalists are reaching out, having caught wind of the story through social media channels. A young black woman from the corner strides forward, her phone in hand. Esteemed sir, it is imperative that this be brought to the attention of the public. May I share this? Damon contemplates for a moment, then gives a slight nod. Allow others to witness the essence of accountability. He pivots to face Victoria once more. A declaration was desired regarding the rightful place of individuals within the realm of luxury hospitality. Congratulations, you have achieved success that surpasses your most ambitious aspirations. Victoria's legs tremble ever so slightly. She clutches the reception desk for stability, a dawning realization washing over her that her once comfortable realm of unchallenged prejudice has come to a close. Which side do you find yourself on, Team Damon or Team Hotel? Please share your thoughts in the comments below. Damon retrieves a folder he has been clutching, and Victoria's deepest fears are on the brink of manifesting. Damon opens the folder with a sense of gravitas, mirroring the way Victoria had brushed aside his reservation just 20 minutes prior. The lobby hushes, save for the gentle hum of phones immortalizing each fleeting moment. Damon begins, "Victoria, I have something to share with you and everyone present." His voice resonated with an authority that belied the casualness of his attire. Just 3 days prior, Washington Hospitality Group finalized the acquisition of Metropolitan Hotel Holdings, your parent company, for a staggering $4.2 billion. The number crashes into the lobby with the weight of a tangible impact. Guests inhale sharply, a few clutching chairs for stability. Victoria's complexion pales as the weight of the situation sinks in. Not only did she insult a guest, but she also brought humiliation upon her new boss. On his inaugural day, the wealthiest black hotelier in America steps into a world of opportunity. Damon presses on, extracting papers from the folder. This was not an aggressive acquisition. Your board reached out to us due to Washington's notable ability to convert discriminatory hospitality businesses into thriving, inclusive ventures. His gaze meets Victoria's with unwavering intensity. They were aware of your struggles. Ryan Chen gazes at his computer screen, where the stock surge unfolds before him. Shares of Metropolitan Hotel Holdings soared by 34% following the announcement of the acquisition. Financial networks are heralding it as the deal of the decade, with analysts lauding Damon's approach of acquiring underperforming properties and transforming their culture. "I could have made my presence known right away," Damon reveals to the captivated audience. "Yet, I have come to understand that genuine character reveals itself when individuals believe there are no repercussions." He motions toward the cameras. "This evening, the world will unveil your true self." Victoria attempts to voice her thoughts, yet only garbled sounds escape her lips. The woman who boldly enacted racism before an approving crowd now confronts the looming dread of accountability. Staff members around her maintain a deliberate distance, forming an ever-expanding circle of solitude. Damon steps forward to engage the audience. "How many among you possess phones? Who among you has documented the events that transpired here?" Several hands lift hesitantly. "Absolutely, I urge you to retain those videos and disseminate them, for they vividly illustrate the reality of systemic racism within the realm of luxury hospitality." He retrieves his phone, displaying his social media profiles. A multitude of followers keenly observe his endeavors in combating discrimination within the realm of business. "For years, I have meticulously chronicled these experiences. Establishments for lodging, dining, leisure, and corporate gatherings. Yet this evening held a distinct quality." The young couple advances, the woman now articulating her thoughts with confidence. "We have encountered this as well, though not in this location, but in others. I appreciate your resilience in standing your ground." Damon nods, acknowledging the bravery required to voice one's thoughts amidst a gathering of onlookers. Jake Morrison, the security officer, advances with a sense of trepidation. "I must express my sincerest apologies, sir. I ought to have scrutinized the circumstances with greater diligence." Damon observes him with a contemplative gaze. "Jake, you found yourself in a predicament that seemed insurmountable. But do share, what did your instincts whisper to you?" Jake confesses that something felt amiss. "Your composure was striking, your dignity unwavering." "Most troublemakers do not behave in that manner." Damon offers a nod of approval. "Have faith in your instincts. They stem from experience, devoid of any bias." At last, Victoria discovers her voice, the weight of desperation fueling her courage. "This is a trap. You intentionally deceived us. You cannot dismiss me for what, Victoria?" Damon interjects. "To fulfill your responsibilities as you perceived them? To uphold your standards? To safeguard your guests from individuals who resemble me?" His voice retains a serene quality, yet subtly infuses every word with depth. He pivots to face the assembled crowd for one last address. This evening, all present bore witness to a significant moment. One witnesses the true nature of power when it believes itself shielded from repercussions. Some of you offered applause, some captured the moment on film, while others remained silent. Each of those represented a decision. The folder holds yet another document, Victoria's personnel file, laden with grievances from minority employees and patrons. Damon need not reveal it. The message is unmistakable. This wasn't your initial encounter, was it, Victoria? Ryan Chan leans in close, his voice barely above a whisper as he speaks urgently to a colleague. The reservation system indicates that there have been 12 complaints regarding her conduct over the past 6 months, all originating from guests belonging to minority groups. The soft murmur resonates within the marble confines, and Victoria's shoulders sag in resignation. Damon surveys the altered lobby, taking in the staff who perpetuated discrimination through their silence, the guests who cheered on racism, and the security officers who upheld bias. Transformation begins with responsibility, he declares, and that responsibility commences this evening. Damon unlocks his phone, poised to make the call that will irrevocably shatter Victoria's career. Damon's phone call reaches Jennifer Martinez, the head of human resources, who has been vigilantly observing the unfolding situation via the hotel security feeds and the swirling currents of social media coverage. The dialogue resonates through the lobby speakers, fostering an atmosphere of complete transparency. Jennifer, please prepare the immediate termination paperwork for Victoria Sterling, the manager of Grandview Imperial. With immediate effect. Due to discrimination, a breach of company policy, and actions harmful to business operations. His voice resonates with the gravity of executive power, causing Victoria to stumble back. Madam, Jennifer's voice crackles through the speaker. I was perusing her file while we spoke on the phone. Documentation reveals a total of 17 discrimination complaints filed in the last 18 months. The HR department at Metropolitan Hotel Holdings concealed the matter, yet all is open to scrutiny. The number 17 detonates in the lobby with explosive impact. Staff members cast each other wide-eyed looks of disbelief. They were aware of the complaints, yet presumed that management had addressed them. Victoria's expression shifts rapidly, a tumultuous blend of panic and fury washing over her as she comprehends the extensive evidence stacked against her. Damon persists in the call for all to hear. What is the status of settlements? Compensation to hush victims? Jennifer's reply leaves a palpable tension among the guests, their discomfort evident. We possess 6 settlements amounting to $340,000, each bound by NDAs, now firmly in our grasp. Jake Morrison advances, his security training igniting within him as he becomes acutely aware of the legal ramifications at play. Sir, ought I to be recording this for possible criminal proceedings? Damon offers a nod of approval. Indeed, Jake. Please prepare a report regarding the incident that occurred this evening. Victoria refused service due to race while representing our company. At long last, Victoria erupts. This is an arrangement. This was all part of your design. One mistake cannot define the trajectory of my career. Her voice reverberates against the marble walls, yet the denial sounds empty in the face of 17 complaints and 6 settlements. Damon speaks to her directly, his steady voice a stark contrast to her frantic state. Victoria, this was not merely a single error. This pattern of behavior is one that my company will not accept. For years, you have engaged in a pattern of discrimination against both guests and employees. As Sarah's voice cuts through the static of the conference call, her updates send a shiver down the spine of every listener. Sir, the local news stations are on their way. TMZ is extending a lucrative offer of $50,000 for exclusive footage. Legal teams from 3 civil rights organizations have extended their support, providing pro bono services to any victims wishing to share their stories. A young black woman, having observed the initial act of discrimination, strides toward Damon, her phone in hand. The video has been posted. In just 20 minutes, it has been shared a staggering 12,000 times. Individuals are referring to it as #HotelJusticeNow. Damon offers a grateful nod. Viral accountability surpasses the efficacy of any corporate policy. Ryan Chan, lingering at the reception desk, lifts his hand with a hint of hesitation. What of the others among us, sir? We observed this moment, yet Damon interjects softly. Ryan, you made an attempt to step in. That holds significance. However, all those who facilitated this pattern will undergo scrutiny. Victoria's hysteria intensifies. I cannot be dismissed. I possess rights. I intend to pursue legal action for wrongful termination. Damon's reply is quick and crushing. Victoria, you displayed discrimination towards your new CEO on video, with witnesses present, following 17 prior complaints. Seek out an attorney willing to take on that case. Jennifer's voice echoes back through the speakers. I am currently liaising with our legal team, sir. We are ready to lift all non-disclosure agreements for those who have suffered from discrimination in the past. They have the right to share their narratives openly if they wish. The announcement reverberates through the lobby, leaving a palpable tension in the air. A number of guests who once rallied behind Victoria now find themselves gravitating toward the exits, perhaps haunted by their own roles in previous events. The tech entrepreneur, capturing every moment on camera, leans into his companion and murmurs, "This is destined to be a Harvard Business School case study." Damon explores the wider consequences. This evening, all present come to grasp a vital truth regarding the facilitation of discrimination. To laugh at racist jokes, to capture humiliation for mere amusement, to remain silent in the face of injustice, these actions weave you into the very fabric of the system. Jake Morrison's radio hums with the static of distant reports filtering in from the outside world. "Sir, the news vans are making their way here." The hotel parking lot is becoming increasingly crowded with reporters. Damon nods with a serene composure. "Allow them entry, Jake. Openness is the foundation upon which we restore faith." Victoria executes a final, frantic maneuver. "I shall step down with discretion." Silence prevails, and legal battles remain at bay. "Simply allow me to depart." Damon's reply pierces through her illusions. "Victoria, you forfeited the grace of quiet dignity when you transformed my humiliation into a spectacle for all to see." With a measured tone, Sarah delivers the concluding update. "Esteemed Sir, the board has reached a unanimous decision to endorse all terminations and policy modifications. A $2 million fund is also being approved for the compensation of discrimination victims and for diversity training throughout all properties." The lobby morphs into a bustling newsroom, where reporters converge, their cameras documenting Victoria's unraveling in Damon's steady command. A young black couple consents to participate in interviews, recounting their personal encounters with discrimination in hotels. Formerly reticent staff members now line up to share their accounts of the toxic environment they experienced. Damon speaks to the gathered press with the same grace he upheld throughout his ordeal. This evening marks a pivotal moment. The hospitality industry has shielded discrimination for far too long. Washington Hospitality Group is set to exemplify a more promising path ahead. Victoria's last moments as a manager unfold before a sea of phones and professional cameras, as security gently guides her from the building. An irony so sharp, it pierced the atmosphere, resonating with all who were there. Her journey in the realm of hospitality has come to an end. Her actions have become integral to business school curricula, illustrating the profound costs of discrimination. With a sense of trepidation, Ryan Chen makes his way toward Damon. "Sir, as for the rest of us, we aspire to improve. What steps can we take to rectify this situation?" Damon's reply presents a glimmer of hope for redemption. Ryan, recognizing the situation, is the initial move forward. Training stands as the second element. Accountability ranks third. Are you prepared for all three? The lobby hums with a vibrant energy as reporters engage in interviews, staff members share their insights, and social media erupts with clips from the night. Victoria's public shaming of Damon has spiraled into her own professional downfall, a spectacle witnessed by millions, serving as a stark warning about the repercussions of racism. Yet, the unraveling of Victoria marks merely the commencement of a larger tale. Damon envisions a sweeping transformation across the industry. 1 month later, Victoria finds herself in a sterile conference room, confronting an employment tribunal. Her expensive lawyer fidgets with papers, a clear sign of his unease. Opposite her, Damon materializes through the video conference, accompanied by Jennifer Martinez and a cadre of civil rights attorneys who have taken on the case without charge. The tribunal chair, Judge Rebecca Park, meticulously examines the substantial evidence presented before her. Footage captured that night, a history of 17 complaints, recorded settlements, and the voices of former employees who, emboldened by Victoria's departure, finally found the courage to share their truths. The lawyer for Victoria embarks on a mission of damage control. Your Honor, my client experienced a lapse in judgment amidst a particularly trying evening. For 15 years, she has navigated the world of hospitality, maintaining a flawless record devoid of major incidents. Counselor, Judge Park interjects. Documentation reveals 6 legal settlements pertaining to discrimination over a span of 18 months. That hardly qualifies as a significant incident. Victoria's expression shatters as her legal defense disintegrates. Damon's voice emanates from the video screen, exuding the same serene authority that marked that fateful night. Your Honor, this hearing transcends the concerns of a single employee. The narrative revolves around an industry culture that has long celebrated Victoria's actions. She was rewarded for upholding an air of exclusivity and catering to an elite clientele, euphemisms for discrimination. The tribunal meticulously examines the testimonies of Victoria's former victims, guests, and employees who endured her racism, yet remained voiceless due to NDAs and the looming threat of retaliation. Maria Santos, once a housekeeper, shares her story, her voice trembling with emotion. For 3 years, she reached out to me for assistance. Upon expressing my concerns to HR, I was met with the dismissive remark that I was overly sensitive, accompanied by a veiled threat to my employment. Victoria's dissent deepened as her termination video gained widespread attention. The hospitality recruiters placed her on their blacklist. Her LinkedIn profile transformed into a cautionary tale of professional ruin. The divorce papers arrived, a stark reminder of the turmoil as her husband grappled with the weight of guilt by association. Her standing in the community disintegrated as residents began to identify her from the widely circulated video. Judge Park speaks directly to Victoria. Ms. Sterling, are you aware of the consequences your actions have had on the victims who have shared their stories today? Victoria's response leaves much to be desired. I was simply fulfilling my duties, upholding the standards as I had been instructed. Whose standards? Damon interjects from the screen, for the standards of Washington Hospitality Group encompass dignity, respect, and equal treatment, irrespective of race. You have breached those standards. The tribunal's ruling is prompt and resolute. The decision to uphold Victoria's employment termination stands as justified. Her plea for wrongful dismissal has been rejected, leaving her personally responsible for $50,000 in tribunal expenses. Furthermore, the ruling sets a significant precedent for holding individual employees responsible for acts of discrimination, even when they are acting in accordance with an unofficial company culture. Jennifer Martinez delivers the decisive strike. Your Honor, Victoria has been permanently barred from Washington properties. Her employment history has been shared with our industry partners for their consideration. Victoria comes to the stark realization that she is, in essence, barred from the world of luxury hospitality for all time. The young black couple from that night now participates online, having transformed into advocates for those affected by discrimination in the hospitality industry. The woman articulates with strength and conviction. Victoria's downfall is not rooted in revenge, rather, it stems from a demand for accountability. Each victim who remains silent, burdened by a sense of powerlessness, has come to realize that their voices hold significance. Jake Morrison, recently elevated to the position of head of security following the successful completion of diversity training, offers his testimony through a video presentation. That night transformed my perception of my role. I am not merely safeguarding possessions, I am upholding the dignity of individuals. The promotion of one and the termination of another convey unmistakable signals regarding the values upheld in Washington. Victoria's concluding remarks to the tribunal betray a stark absence of growth or contrition. I remain perplexed as to why this has escalated into such a significant matter. It was merely a single night, a fleeting moment of miscommunication. Her utter oblivion determines her destiny. The tribunal observes her inability to recognize the damage inflicted in their enduring record. Judge Park presents a closing statement that resonates deeply, earning a place in the annals of business school discourse. Ms. Sterling, you regarded human dignity as a privilege reserved solely for those who earned your personal favor. It became clear that accountability stands as an unwavering principle, irrespective of one's role or preconceived notions regarding outcomes. As the hearing draws to a close, Victoria steps out to confront the throng of reporters awaiting her. A final indignity as she is compelled to stride past the lenses capturing her utter professional ruin. Her attorney leaves her stranded at the courthouse steps, reluctant to tarnish his own standing any further. Damon concludes the video conference with remarks that resonate far beyond this particular instance. This hearing signifies a matter that extends beyond the dismissal of a single employee. This serves as a clarion call to the industry, signaling that any form of discrimination will face immediate, public, and lasting repercussions. The ruling of the tribunal establishes a precedent, cited in future employment discrimination cases spanning various sectors. Victoria's name has become emblematic of the repercussions of workplace racism, a poignant narrative recounted in HR training sessions across the country. The collapse of Victoria sets in motion a sweeping transformation across the industry, one that Damon has meticulously orchestrated over the years. Half a year following Victoria's tribunal, Damon takes the stage at the International Hospitality Leadership Summit, poised to address 2,000 industry executives in a keynote that promises to redefine luxury service for generations to come. The Victoria Sterling case has emerged as a powerful force for change within various hotel chains. Damon addresses the packed auditorium, asserting that the Grandview Imperial incident was not an isolated event. Our inquiry uncovered analogous trends at 340 locations spanning 7 prominent chains. Discrimination was not merely a flaw within the system, it was an intentional design. The heavy silence that ensues conveys a wealth of meaning. Jennifer Martinez unveils astonishing statistics. Since the launch of their anonymous reporting system, Washington Hospitality has addressed more than 400 discrimination complaints. 17 managers have been dismissed. A total of 43 properties have experienced comprehensive cultural transformations. There has been a remarkable 67% increase in guest satisfaction scores among minority travelers. The reaction from the industry has been rapid and, at times, fraught with urgency. Hotel chains, in a flurry of urgency, scrambled to adopt anti-discrimination policies, gripped by the fear of becoming the next subject of a viral accountability reckoning. The hashtag #HotelJustice now serves as a vigilant observer of discrimination incidents across the nation, empowering victims to no longer endure their suffering in silence. Jake Morrison, a prominent voice at security conferences, articulates the evolution. We reconstructed our training from the very foundation. Security officers are now undergoing training to recognize bias. We uphold dignity, not discrimination. His ascent from a role of complicity to that of an advocacy leader illustrates that redemption can indeed be achieved. The young black couple from that fateful night, now united in marriage, graces the national television screen, sharing the story of their remarkable journey. We believed we were solitary. Damon revealed that silence safeguards the system, while voicing concerns shields potential victims to come. Their tireless advocacy has empowered numerous victims of discrimination to reclaim their voices. Damon unveils the overarching strategy. The evening at Grandview Imperial was meticulously planned. We have carried out comparable evaluations at 47 properties across the country, meticulously recording instances of systemic discrimination supported by legally admissible evidence. The audience comes to understand that they are observing a meticulously orchestrated transformation within the institution. Hospitality corporate boards have adopted Damon's dignity audits, covert evaluations that gauge employee reactions to a variety of patrons. Properties that do not meet the standards of these audits will undergo prompt intervention, retraining, or may even face closure. Current stock prices now incorporate diversity metrics in tandem with conventional performance indicators. The legal precedents established in Victoria's case facilitate swifter prosecutions for discrimination. Employment lawyers have observed a staggering 300% rise in cases of discrimination within the hospitality sector, as defendants opt for swift settlements over the prospect of public trials. The burdens of racism have begun to eclipse any imagined advantages of exclusion. Educational institutions have woven the Grandview Imperial case into their curricula. Harvard Business School, Stanford Graduate School of Business, along with 12 other esteemed programs, incorporate Damon's experience as essential reading in their courses focused on leadership, ethics, and systemic change. Damon wraps up his keynote by revealing the transformation metric that holds the utmost significance. We have established 12,000 new positions with a strong emphasis on diversity. Revenue at reformed properties has surged by 23%, drawing in guests who once shunned our industry out of fear of discrimination. The applause that erupts is more than mere professional etiquette. Damon's influence has undeniably transformed the very essence of luxury hospitality. Victoria's brief yet impactful display of racism ignited a sweeping change across the industry, ultimately benefiting countless travelers and workers alike. Yet, Damon's grand vision reaches well past the realm of hospitality. He aims to address discrimination in every sector. 2 years later, Damon makes his return to the Grandview Imperial, not in the guise of an undercover investigator, but as the renowned CEO whose remarkable transformation of the property has become the stuff of legend. The marble lobby, once a silent witness to his humiliation, now proudly showcases awards for diversity excellence and industry leadership. Ryan Shan, having ascended to the role of general manager through rigorous training and authentic development, offers a warm greeting to Damon. "Greetings once more, Mr. Washington. Your customary suite awaits your arrival." The exchange exudes an effortless quality, marked by professionalism and respect, qualities that were notably absent from Victoria's performance on that notorious evening. Jake Morrison, the regional security director responsible for diversity training throughout all Washington properties, presents his monthly report to the team. "This quarter has seen a complete absence of discrimination incidents, sir. Since the implementation of our reforms, guest satisfaction among minority travelers has surged to an impressive 89%. His journey from hesitant enforcer to fervent advocate illustrates the power of redemption found in accountability. Each year, the young couple from that fateful night returns to commemorate their wedding anniversary, welcoming friends and family to partake in a hospitality that honors and embraces diversity, rather than simply accepting it. In the lobby, where once the parents harbored fears for their children's safety, the next generation now plays freely, embodying a profound shift in the narrative of their lives. Damon strolls across the grounds, keenly observing the exchanges between the staff and guests from diverse backgrounds. The sense of comfort is authentic, devoid of any pretense. Employees greet everyone with genuine smiles, free from the constraints of judgment based on looks or preconceived notions. The transformation of culture is now both complete and enduring. Within the walls of what was once Victoria's office, now transformed into a center for diversity training, Damon reflects on the wider implications at play. Washington Hospitality Group has established itself as the benchmark for inclusive excellence in the industry. Their rates of employee retention stand at the forefront of the sector. Their revenue growth consistently eclipses that of their competitors. It appears that dignity holds significant value. Framed letters from guests adorn the wall, each one a testament to their transformative experiences. A seasoned black veteran who at last experienced a sense of belonging at an upscale establishment. A young Latina entrepreneur who successfully sealed a significant deal in the bustling heart of the business district. A family of immigrants gathered in the ballroom to commemorate their naturalization ceremony. Every narrative embodies the transformation of Victoria's toxic legacy into a celebration of human dignity. Damon contemplates the intricate psychological odyssey, traversing the terrain from humiliation to empowerment, and evolving from personal justice to a broader quest for systemic change. The anguish of that night has evolved into a deliberate force for good, impacting the lives of countless individuals. The intimate transformed into the political. The local transformed into the national. The person became confined within the system. He approaches the front desk, the very place where it all started, observing the varied staff who now embody the communities they support. The computer system identifies any guest grievances regarding service quality, employing automatic escalation protocols to guarantee that no instance of discrimination is overlooked. Technology upholds the essence of human dignity. Sarah arrives to engage in their routine check-in, presenting the metrics that span the industry. 17 prominent hotel chains have adopted dignity audits based on our established protocols, sir. The Hospitality Equity Initiative you established has successfully processed 2,400 discrimination reports, achieving an impressive resolution rate of 94%. The lobby buzzes with the energy of guests readying themselves for the evening ahead, families making their way to dinner, business travelers engrossed in their work amidst cozy seating, and couples marking their special anniversaries. The variety is inherent, embraced, and honored. This is the essence of luxury hospitality, where every individual finds their place and feels at home. Damon's phone vibrates, revealing a message from his therapist, Dr. Washington. "I caught your interview on CNN regarding the expansion of dignity audits to the realms of restaurants and retail. You have transformed trauma into a powerful catalyst for change. Take pride in the path you've traveled." The mental labor of grappling with that evening's humiliation has paved the way for wider societal transformation. As dusk descends upon the estate, Damon finds himself in the very place where Victoria enacted her prejudiced performance 2 years prior. The atmosphere now radiates a distinct warmth, embracing all who enter with a sense of genuine welcome and inclusivity. The marble retains its luster, yet it mirrors a wider array of human experience. Should managers who exhibit racist behavior be subjected to lifetime bans? What are your reflections? The essence of morality sharpens in his thoughts, both straightforward and profound. The denial of dignity in one place diminishes it in all, yet the bravery to challenge injustice has the power to reshape systems for the benefit of all. Damon speaks to the audience from the newly transformed Grandview Imperial lobby. 2 years prior, this very space bore witness to 20 minutes of profound racial humiliation that altered the course of everything. Today, it embodies the potential that arises when we embrace accountability instead of seeking comfort, and prioritize justice rather than remaining silent. The camera glides over the bustling, vibrant lobby as Damon presses on. Victoria Sterling believed she was safeguarding a sense of exclusivity. Instead, she ignited the most extensive reform of hospitality discrimination ever witnessed in the industry. Her brief yet impactful display of prejudice sparked a transformation that would resonate for years to come. Figures flicker across the display. 17 hotel chains underwent transformation, processing 2,400 reports of discrimination, creating 12,000 diverse job opportunities, and achieving an 89% rise in satisfaction among minority guests. The figures weave a narrative of change that reaches well beyond a single viral event. Damon's voice resonates with the weight of hard-won experience, yet hospitality was merely the starting point. Washington Equity Group has commenced the practice of conducting dignity audits across various sectors, including restaurants, retail, healthcare, and financial services. We are broadening our reach across the nation, for discrimination knows no bounds, and neither does the opportunity for transformation. The display reveals scenes captured during recent inquiries. A black family turned away from an upscale restaurant, a Latino businessman overlooked at a luxury car dealership, an Asian woman disregarded at a high-end boutique. Every incident unfolds in the same manner that Victoria illustrated, with judgments rooted in appearance and authority safeguarded by privilege. Next month, we're unveiling the Dignity Challenge, Damon declares. Individuals have the opportunity to put forward businesses they believe may be engaging in discriminatory practices. We shall undertake covert evaluations and subsequently disclose our discoveries to the public. Those businesses that meet the criteria are awarded certification. Those who stumble attract national scrutiny and necessitate reform. The camera frames the memorial plaque, now positioned at the site of Victoria's humiliation. In remembrance of dignity overlooked and justice postponed, let this space serve as a perpetual reminder that accountability is an imperative, not a choice. Damon's last words echo in the hearts of those yearning for justice and a glimmer of hope. Victoria's tale does not conclude with her demise, it commences with our rebellion. Each individual who has faced discrimination, every observer who chose silence, and every institution that upheld bias, your time of accountability approaches. Graphics crafted for social media foster a deeper connection with the audience. Share your experiences of discrimination by using the hashtag #DignityChallenge. Put forth your nominations for businesses to undergo equity audits. Stay tuned to Damon Washington for the latest on systemic reform initiatives. The movement transcends mere entertainment, delving into the realm of activism. Remember, Damon concludes, dignity is not a privilege to be earned. It is a fundamental right to receive protection. In the struggle for an individual's dignity, we simultaneously champion the freedom of all. It transcends mere business strategy, it embodies a moral imperative. The concluding scene captures Damon strolling through the revamped lobby, where a vibrant mix of guests and staff engage with one another in a manner that is both natural and professional, underscored by a sense of mutual respect. The disparity with the humiliation of that night is striking and profound. If this narrative has ignited a spark within you to seek improvement, consider subscribing for updates on our nationwide dignity audits. For Victoria was merely the prologue. Systematic discrimination ceases its grip when systematic accountability takes the stage. The screen descends into darkness, embodying Damon's ethical conviction. When dignity is denied in one place, it diminishes the essence of dignity everywhere. Yet, the bravery to face injustice reshapes systems for all.